I want to share some advice with you today. When the fight becomes more of a focus than the Father, we are splitting more than hairs and relationships. We are splitting the gospel's reach. I want you to take a look at Acts 15. Paul and Barnabas' disagreement caused them to split ways. Their broken unity, however, did not break the purpose. Their decision to keep the focus on God instead of the chaos between them actually caused their division to become multiplication. They doubled their territory, they doubled their reach, they doubled their testimonies. This is what should happen when godly people have discord among one another. Listen, boundaries are just as necessary to save the gospel as it is to save a relationship. And you can find the same thing in the story of Abraham and Lot when they could not agree. They parted ways, but they never parted in love. And it's proven because Abraham's prayers, even while away from Lot, is what saved Lot from destruction in Sodom and Gomorrah. They didn't have to be next to one another to love one another. They just needed to love God and the gospel more than they loved themselves. Listen, sometimes we do have to love people from a distance. But if we let that distance or that person become our focus, then we'll get it backwards. Listen, had Paul and Barnabas spent their time bad-mouthing one another and telling everyone about the division between them, they wouldn't have allowed God to multiply the work that they were doing because their focus would be on each other and the relationship. And God tells us not to idolize anything. So when relationships get tricky, we have to practice a pause and ask ourselves, am I idolizing this relationship over God? And am I willing to distract myself by focused on the purpose instead of the situation? When all these people split hairs, ways, and company, you know what happened? They split the fuse trying to ignite a division in the kingdom work. And leave people in peace. If you find a relationship that you just find cannot work and y'all are at odds all the time, leave each other in peace and focus on your purpose individually. God didn't say we'll always get along. In fact, God doesn't tell us to trust in people. He tells us to trust in Him and to love people well. And Abraham is the perfect example, as well as Paul, that sometimes leaving is loving.